What's going on, guys? Jay the Black here. Shout out to everybody tuning in. I want to talk about Tekashi 6IX9INE. It's been a minute since I talked about Tekashi. You know, he's kind of been off the radar. I know he was living in the DR, I believe. He's been out there basically taking his career in a different path after the beatdown he received in the bathroom of the gym. He's been off the radar ever since. You know, all that bravado went out the window. But now, apparently, according to reports, he got violated by the feds. Now, there are people who are trying to say that this has something to do with Dirk. I don't think that's true because according to his lawyer, and we're going to get to his lawyer, because his lawyer really made him look bad from some of the information his lawyer put out there. But he was arrested, I believe, by U.S. Marshals. And according to his lawyer, he was violated 2 weeks ago. And apparently he was going to turn himself in. But he was an hour late. And according to his lawyer, he failed numerous drug tests, including one for meth. I mean, listen. Does it shock me that happened? No. Everybody knows that Tekashi's been out here using drugs. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that this guy has been high on something. This guy, you know, he's been a crash out dummy for the longest. People talk about his snitching, but I truly believe that I don't think this really has anything to do with Dirk, because again, what would he have to offer? You have really nothing to offer. If anything, he was one of the chief antagonists of Lil Durk. He would troll Lil Durk in regards to King Von. So is it a situation where he has, I don't think he has any info. If anything, he was one of the antagonizers of Durk, and maybe was one of the people that influenced Dirk's thinking into doing what he's alleged to have done. All right. So let's get into this article. We're going to get to this update here. I think the update is crazy. But according to TMZ, Tekashi 6IX9INE is back in hot water. He was arrested today for violating the terms of his supervised release. TMZ he's been violating his release since he got released. I mean, he's been violating his probation for years since he got out. He's been violating it, and they have done nothing. They allowed him to do whatever, right? TMZ has obtained the court order revealing the rapper, whose real name is Daniel Hernandez, was taken into custody Tuesday morning. He's set to be arraigned later this afternoon at an NYC federal courthouse for allegedly violating the conditions of his supervised release. As I said before, this guy has been violating the terms of his release since he got released. What took them so long? We spoke with his lawyer, Lance Lazaro, but the exact nature of the alleged violation or violations is still unknown. Tekashi's original plea in 2020 was no walk in the park after he was hit with various charges of racketeering, firearms offenses, conspiracy, narcotics trafficking, and a laundry list of other crimes. As we previously reported, he avoided a hefty 47-year prison sentence by agreeing to cooperate with authorities and help with their investigation of other defendants. After getting his ankle monitor removed at the end of his home confinement in 2020, Tekashi was still on a tight leash per the terms of his 5-year period of supervised release and had a schedule of check-ins with his probation officer. At the time of his Tuesday arrest, Tekashi was still on supervised release. Just 3 weeks ago, Tekashi told us he wasn't worried about his new record deals clause about staying out of trouble, claiming he's squeaky clean individual and insisting that trouble just has a knack of finding him all the time. Like when you jump that producer, when you were caught on camera in the DR jumping that producer because you thought he was trying to sleep with your girlfriend. Now that happened, I believe, last year? I think last year that news came out. But let's go to the update from his lawyer. Tekashi 6IX9's lawyer, Lance Lazaro, tells TMZ Tekashi was notified 2 weeks ago he violated the terms of his probation. He was ordered to appear before a federal judge today in New York, but he was an hour late to the hearing, and the judge dispatched to U.S. Marshals to find it. I've never heard that. I've never heard if you're an hour late, they're going to dispatch to U.S. Marshals. You didn't want to show up. Just to be honest. Lazaro said Tekashi arrived on his own and surrendered voluntarily. Lazaro says there were 3 violations according to the government. Tekashi performed in Las Vegas, Nevada without permission from his probation department. Again, that's on him. Tekashi failed a drug test, testing positive for meth. I say that was crazy. This boy is on meth. No wonder he's not checking in. And also failed to take a required drug test at another time. Lazaro, see, he wasn't taking those drug tests because he was doing drugs. Lazaro says testing positive for meth could be a false positive. He says Tekashi takes Adderall. Sure he does. But again, they're going to try to paint this, especially his legal team, as if, you know, there's nothing to see here. There's a lot to see here. This is a guy who has been given a very light leash because, again, this guy has been out here trolling people right after he got out of jail, trolling people. He's been everywhere. He was trolling Dirk about King Von and others as well. And the feds didn't do anything, right? He still tried to be gangster, 9 Trey blood Tekashi when he got out. Even though he's one of the biggest entertainment snitches of all time. He still tried to be that Tekashi until he caught that beatdown in that bathroom. Now, the thing is with Tekashi is this. He is his own worst enemy. He got in trouble here in the States. He got ran out of the States and went to the DR, got in trouble there. Trouble follows him no matter where he goes because of who he is and his reputation, how he tries to carry himself. If he can't be a thug here, he gonna be a thug somewhere else. But as far as these drug tests are concerned, what it seems like to me is that Tekashi didn't want to take these mandatory drug tests and he tried to avoid them because he's doing drugs. If he's squeaky clean like he claimed he was, he would have been checking in with his probation officer, making sure he took those drug tests. He wasn't taking them because he knew he was going to fail them or he knew he failed them. They gave him a very long leash. He's been out since 2020. It's 2024. This dude has been all over the place saying and doing crazy things and nothing happened. They just allowed it to happen. And now they're violating him because they have to. Because the feds like these headlines, right? They like these headlines of arresting a well-known celebrity. That's all they care about is arresting celebrities. They're not out here really doing anything, no hard work anyway. They only care about, again, making themselves feel good that they took down one celebrity after another. That's all the feds really care about anyway. They're not really out here fighting any type of major crimes, because there are crimes that have gone on against American citizens and they completely ignore that. But be that as it may, Tekashi got himself arrested. The fact that he tested positive for meth, his lawyer says that it was a false positive. Yeah, sure it is. Sure it is. They violated him for a false positive. The feds have been doing this for a long time. If it was a false positive, they would probably know. The guy is out here and he's spiraling. And he's continuing to spiral. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section on your thoughts. Like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'll see y'all next one.